Yo, 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 welcome to the stream. You got JP Lamp here doing yet another fun little deck tech. Today we're focusing on the Devourer combo in Premodern. So strap on your seatbelts and get ready for an awesome little Premodern combo deck. Before jumping in, let's give a shout out to our awesome sponsors, RypieMTGAlters and SARS Is It Magic. As you can see here, these are some awesome artists in the industry. We're doing some really cool altars. I actually make sure to get playable altars from them just because I play in a lot of IRL tournaments. But as you can see here, some really cool lands that are done by both of them as Dark Rituals. Ripey's done some stuff for me for an entire Blue Tron deck. He's working on a depth deck for me. He's working on completing my entire Black Red Rainbow deck for Legacy. And working on a bunch of pre-modern cards for me. And Star is fantastic, always helping me out with my badass unglued lands here, which look fantastic. So let's jump right into it. All right, cool. Here we go. We got the webcam on, we got the video, so let's get started right into it. So we are talking about the Devourer combo today. So let me just get myself situated. That is actually a really cool situation. So we'll pull up the namesake card, which is Phyrexian Devourer. If you can't read that, it's a 1/1 for 6 mana, and if its power becomes greater than 7, you have to sacrifice it, right? You can pay 0 to remove the top card of your library from the game. I'm going to read it perfectly. And it gets a +X counter on it, and where X is equal to its card's casting cost. So what you kind of do is you go ahead, you cast it, and then you respond to your own trigger by doing it over and over again and flipping your entire deck, or to whatever degree you want to flip it. And its power is going to go above 7, but while the trigger of it dying is still in the stack, you sacrifice it to do a game-winning play, if that makes sense. So for instance, you have this in play, you pay 0, you reveal like a island, right? It's +0/+0. Do it again. Yeah, you don't. Before the second ability resolves, you respond again with your priority on the stack and reveal like a Factor of Fiction or a counter spell or an artifact of some nature. You start adding up its power and toughness to more than 7, but before the dying trigger actually resolves, you go ahead and sacrifice it. And some cool ways to sacrifice it is actually via Altar of Dementia, which is super fun, right? So this is 2 mana costs. Sacrifice a creature. Target player puts the number of cards from their library into their graveyard equal to that creature's power, right? So if you make this a 60/60 and mill them with the dying trigger in the deck, they untap, draw, die, boom. Another cool way is if you actually want to do some damage, is actually to fling them. Both of these cost 2 mana, which is fantastic. Doesn't mean you need to cast it in the same turn or whatnot. But again, fling is sacrifice a creature, deals damage equal to that creature's power, target creature, or player, which is super interesting and fun. And so what you might even do is be able to play Altar turn 1, turn 2, Devour, right? Well, how do you play turn 2 Devour? It's so crazy. Well, there's this fun blue card that actually works really well with artifacts, which is actually called Tinker. So that's actually a super fun part of the deck. And then other ways to kind of start finding the combo is going to be Factor of Fiction, or we have our like long signed impulses here, right? So you're just kind of digging around, going from there. So let's go ahead and see. That's kind of how the combo wins, how the deck wins. Let's see what we can do to actually protect it, because it's a pretty fragile combo, right? So we actually have some awesome protection in the sense of Defense Grid, right? 2 mana. Spells cost 3 more to play on other players' turns. We have Tangle Wire, because we're a blue artifact deck, we can do a lot of fast mana, which we'll get into here in a second, which actually includes cards such as Mind Stone, Fellwar Stone, and the not so well known Amulet, Jeweled Amulet. I actually saw this card in Legacy, which is really sweet, but it's a 0 mana cost card. You can 1 tap, put a mana counter on it essentially, and then you can use that mana later, but it has to be of that specific color. So you put a blue on there or a red on there, etc. And then you have Chromatic Sphere, which is egg, which I love, just like cycling through, getting out through my stuff. But this is kind of with the artifact bases, right? Where you're able to sack these to Tinker, or just kind of power out or devour and a win combination thereof. It's a little bit different than Mud, but it's actually significantly more fun in my perspective. And then the mana is going to be pretty straightforward here. You have the usual soul lands of 4 Ancient Tombs. We're mixing it up though with just 3 City of Crystal Vein, sorry, and 2 City of Traitors. One is real, one is gold, but it is what it is. And then just for additional tiltability, I have 4 gold City of Brass. I have a mix and match of the Shivan Reefs, which is fantastic. I don't even have a Apocalypse one, do I? Let's see the worst part. And then here we go, boom. We got these super cool altars by Is It Star Altars. I absolutely, think some of her work she does is absolutely fantastic. Check this out. This is an unhinged island, or unglued island, sorry. And look how cool she did the alteration. Super fun. So this is the Devourer combo. It's pretty straightforward. It has a lot of different play patterns. Just kind of trying to get the combo online and win. But yeah, let's quickly dive into the sideboard here. So what are you afraid of? Well, first off, you're afraid of something like Engineered Plague, which can absolutely wreck your day. Putting out 1, which putting on Construct actually ruins the Devourer itself. You have cards like Nullrod, etc. So we actually have 4 bounce spells. Here in Rushing River, you can allow it to kick. So it costs more than 1, it costs more than 2, but it costs 3. You can kick it, so you can bounce 2 permanents just in case there's a problem. You have Ensnaring Bridge in case there's a go wide strategy you're trying to avoid. Easily tinker for that. Pyroclasm, kind of along the same lines. You have an extra Fling in here. You have an extra defense grid in here, just kind of for protection. And then you're going to go ahead and fight red decks with Chill here, right? Like, sometimes they're just faster than you kind of want to deal with it. Or you're just going to be a long, grindy game. Go ahead and bring in 2 Goblin Welders. This card is absolutely fantastic, obviously. You can swap between an artifact in play and one in the graveyard, either yours or your opponent's. And then because we're running artifacts, you got to run the namesake artifact of Premodern, which is Tormod's Crypt. Turns out Tormod's Crypt and Goblin Welder are pretty good against a lot of the graveyard-based decks out there. So hopefully this was interesting. Hopefully this is fun. I know this tech puts up a lot of really good numbers. I don't think it's tier 1 yet. I haven't checked the latest stats, but I absolutely love it. It's super competitive. I'll probably be playing it one of the monthlies here, just kind of get the hang of it. I actually lost to it in the Winter Challenge just this past Saturday, but it's still super fun. I hope you enjoy this deck tech. Definitely don't forget to check out the Patreon on this. Link in the bio. I'll actually do the sideboard guide, different kind of builds, etc. Definitely go ahead and check that out. And then, of course, we'll go ahead and leave you guys with just a quick reminder on our sponsors. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Talk to you soon.